Hey everybody, just wanted to chat with you very briefly about gut health. And it's very expansive, very deep, many verticals. But I want to keep this as general topics because, let's be honest, the modern health system is failing you, it's failing your family, it's failing your loved ones, the ones that you care about, the ones that you are taking time off to go and bring them to their appointments. And it's because we're not addressing what's causing these gut health problems. The natural world is 15, 20 years ahead of the game as far as implementing true healing effects within the body. It takes that amount of time for research to come along, to be trialed, and then to be implemented into what we know as modern healthcare medicine. So where does it leave you guys, right? That leaves you and me and my family disempowered. We are taught that this is the one-all be-all, the gold standard, because everyone is doing it. So even though something might be abnormal, we're taking it and we're normalizing it. And there's many examples I could give. So with that said, we feel like we are the problem. I can't be fixed. We have all these diversity of problems and symptoms and medications attached to those symptoms, and you're left at the middle of, I have to go see this specialist and then go back to my home doctor and then go to this specialist and go to this appointment and get this blood drawn. Well, this doctor isn't talking to that doctor, and you are in the middle. And oftentimes I see quite frequently people just say flat out, well, I'm on this prescription, this doctor doesn't want me on this prescription, he thinks he's a butthole and he thinks that he's a butthole, and you're in the middle. Okay, we'll only take a half dose. Well, this doctor wants you to take a full dose, this third doctor doesn't want you to take any of it, and you're like, isn't there any congruency? So again, it's costing you guys money, it's costing you guys time, and it's costing you your sense of self, right? The whole embodiment, the whole holistic approach is out the window. You're taught that you can't heal yourself. You're taught that you can't sit and listen to videos like this. You're taught that there's no guides. You're taught that the healing effect comes from outside the body, and that this is powerless, and it's absolutely wrong. So you're frustrated by the system that is supposed to help you, and it frustrates me, and hence why I'm making this video for you. So within the ER, I'd say about 75% of the visits are related around abdominal complaints. And so these could be simple things like indigestion, heartburn, someone ate the wrong thing, constipation, but we have at the root of all these things, they could transgress into other things like Crohn's, IBS, colitis, or a host of other symptoms or creations of symptoms in the body, depending on the amount of damage that is going on within the gut or the amount of inflammation that is there and how your body's responding to that. And again, there's dietary patterns, there's environmental assaults. I live in a metropolitan area where there's pretty much chemical warfare, to be jokingly extreme, but we have a lot of air pollution. So just within the home, the things that we're doing within the home, we don't think that we are being literally assaulted on by the food that we eat, the water that we drink, and the air that we are breathing, but we really are. So to make things worse, modern medicine, what they're doing for these chronic diseases, again, going to the Crohn's, going to the IBS, going to the colitis, when it gets to that point, you're just going on steroids. You might go on other prescriptions, and ultimately you could go in for certain surgeries, resections of your colon or your intestine. You might end up with an ostomy or a pouch, literally going to the bathroom out of a pouch. How embarrassing is that? How empowering is that? That's not empowering at all. So to make things worse, when you do go in for one of these procedures, or if you do have to stay within the hospital, say you go in through the emergency room, for example, well, now you're left with, again, at the mercy of their food caught up in the system, right? We have processed food. We have, when we process food, we have to add the flavor back in, which means increasing sugar, which means increasing the inflammation to your body and the thing that brought you into the hospital in the first place. We're having foods with no fiber. We have GMOs, we have pesticides, we have herbicides, we have microplastics, and so on and so forth. Does this sound like an environment that is inducing a healing effect? And I say no, not at all. And so we're not healing the damaged gut, we're not healing the gut lining, and we are furthering things that are making our body worse, like leaky gut or hormone imbalances. The gut itself is 30 feet long, and it is the largest hormone organ that we have. It talks directly with many other organs in the body, including the brain. So it takes time to be healed when you do things naturally, but it also takes time to damage them. So when you've gotten to a point where your body's expressing these things to you, the chronic diarrhea, chronic constipation, the chronic bloating, the heartburn, the hormone problems, the inability to think, irritability, mood, I go on, or even something more serious, cancer. You have been damaged for a very, very long time. So we have to put the right stuff into the body, take the wrong stuff out of the body, and allow the body to start working itself out. It's a very complex system to go through. It's a miracle that you're even alive, and I'm alive, and we're breathing and just working autonomically, meaning like the things we don't have to think about, the breathing, the blinking, all these defense mechanisms that we have that we don't have to think about. It's just absolutely wild when you just sit and think about the creation of the human body and really how well it protects us. So when you are so far along to where your body's expressing these symptoms in such a pattern and such a way to you, you need to start looking differently. And I don't want you to go down the modern healthcare pathway, because oftentimes what I see, I had a patient, he had 20 years. He said, Brad, I am the guinea pig for Metro Detroit. I've been on prescriptions, I've been through surgeries, I've done everything, any test, any trial, anything you can think of. And now I've been on steroids for 20 years. And steroids are supposed to be short term, and they have a host of their own side effects and linkages to other problems in the body. And it's just so sad that he is at that state. There's no other options for him. No other options for this gentleman in the modern healthcare world. So again, proper nutrients, proper supplements, adding fiber, prebiotics, probiotics, and restructuring not just what we eat, but how we eat it. Something sounds so third grade, but when we work with people and teach them how to eat differently throughout their day, things start working better. And it's just such simple little tips and tricks that no one really talks to people about, because you think eating is eating, or driving a car is driving a car, or so on and so forth. But there's many different maneuvers you could do to help with gas mileage, with other aspects of driving the car. So the same translation can go inside of our body, right? Modern healthcare shouldn't be able to operate like this. They should not be able to only revolve around surgeries, only revolve around pills, only revolve around symptomatic care. This is your health. This is your body. This is the only thing you have, and this is what's at stake. And what I see is a generational thing going on. When I was growing up, there were older people in the hospital, and as time goes on, you were seeing younger and younger and younger and younger generations having these chronic problems, right? The IBS, the Crohn's, the irritability, the mood, the infertility problems for women, the cancer, the heart attacks, the strokes. I'm talking 40, 30. I've seen them in the 20s. I've seen strokes and heart attacks in the 20s. And these are just more and more common. I think that they didn't happen 50 years ago or 100 years ago, but the commonality, it's becoming more commonplace. So gearing what I said earlier in this video, that we are normalizing the abnormal, and when we get used to something that is abnormal and make it normal, we are living within a broken system. And it is sad, because I'm here to tell you, you don't have to live with the risk of your side effects of your prescriptions, or you don't have to live with risking feeling lost to a system that is supposed to be there to help you, but really all it cares about is your money. It's very, very rare that you hear someone just blatantly say it. Are there well-intended people, doctors, nurses, physicians, imaging, respiratory? Absolutely. However, it is this bubble, it's this system that is at play here. So you need to remove yourself from the system and use other things as your ancillary tools in order to feel empowered and know that you can induce a healing effect for yourself within the body. So there are well-intended people, but again, they're trapped inside the same system, and it's so, so sad. So always remember, money is going to be first, and your health, or what we've been programmed to think it is actually second. Now, again, you're subject to side effects, prescription pills, surgeries, so on and so forth, without the ability to feel like you're empowered the whole way. Think about it. You have to take off work. You have to go to this appointment. You are the middle when really you are the center of your own care. But you are being dragged in all these directions to think that you are not at the center of your own care. So you just need a helping hand, and you just need a guide is all. So that's why I'm going to leave you with this video, just to focus a little bit more on the gut health and let it talk, let it communicate to all the other systems in the body. We have good gut health. We have good brain health. When we have good gut health, we have good hormone health. We have good digestive health. We have good respiratory health. We have good vascular health, blood vessel health. We have good organ detoxification and proper detoxification of the body. We have better empowerment, because when we feel good and we have a health plan, we feel good. We know that we can go and tackle what we are here to do. If you're here to help other people, if you're here to drive a business, if you are here to do whatever you do, what you've been blessed with in this world to do, to service other people, it's much, much easier when you have a game plan and you're working with somebody and you know that you are at point B and here's a bridge and you see yourself crossing that bridge and going to point B. So that's where I'm going to leave you guys with this video, and hope this was helpful. See you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.